Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome to Friday Craft Day. Well, today we're going to do another wreath, and it's going to be let me give you a little hint, okay? A bubble wreath. I found this really pretty purple ombre metallic mesh when I got my mesh for Mardi Gras, and I thought, well, that's a perfect color to make a bubble out of. The ombres make such pretty bubbles, though that and the double colors like the black and white or the brown and tan that we've done before. So we're going to work on a purple bubble, and I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to aim it as, whether I will aim it as an Easter wreath or just a springtime wreath. So my plan is this: we're going to make the bubble today, and then Tuesday we're going to probably do a Cricut project with some vinyl and do some decorations to go on the bubble. Now, it's not that easy to decorate a bubble because it just doesn't lend itself to lots of ribbons or anything like that. But it can handle a bow, and it can handle a sign, and maybe even a few flowers, but we'll see on the flowers. But I do want to have some kind of a sign, and I'm not sure whether it's going to be an Easter-related sign or a springtime-related sign. So that's what we'll be working on Tuesday. But today, before we can do the sign, we have to do the bubble. So I'm going to bring you down to the counter, and we'll get busy with the metallic bubble. Let me give you the number of this mesh in case you want it. It's item number XB999-11. XB999-11. Okay? So I will be right back, and we'll get busy doing our bubble. See you in a bit. Alright, here we are, and I have one of these silver frames today, and I have some purple pipe cleaners that I've cut, chenille stems or whatever you want to call them, and I have my purple ombre mesh. Let me get it out here. I can get it started. Isn't this pretty? It's kind of hard to see, but you'll see it when it gets all bubbled up. So let's start like we usually do. And these meshes that have foil in them are very hard to keep from sticking to themselves. So I'm just going to do the beginning here with a zip tie. And I'll zip tie it around. Any old wire. Doesn't make any difference. Alright, now get your raw ends on the bottom, and I zip tied that on this side of the crossbar. See, it's on this side, and my first bubble is going to go on the other side of it, so it will hold it tight. I'm going to make about 10-inch bubbles. So I'm going to bring this back, and I'm going around the middle two wires. And I just go down with my pipe cleaner, grab them on the back, pull it up to that crossbar. See, that's what's going to make it tight. Now I'm holding it here with my thumb to hold it tight while I give it a good twist. Okay, we'll do it again. And this one is going to go right up next to the other one. Around the middle too. Pull it up tight. Hold it with your thumb and give it a good twist. Okay, and here we go. And they slide around for a while because they have to get tight into the section. And probably we'll get about 6 in this first section. Pulling it up, holding it with my thumb, giving it, I haven't got that quite even. I'd like to get a little bit more here. Here we go. And giving it a good twist. Now with this one, I'm going to go back and just twist it to one I had done before. And that's going to help hold it right up tight next to the other one. Oh, this is going to be a pretty one. That's 3. And I cut my finger, look at that. Not this one, just this one. And that's all right. It just, you know what it was? A wire in the pipe cleaner. That's 4. Five. 6. And I'll do this one. And that's about it for that section. Look at that. Gorgeous, huh? Let's go to the next section. Now this is going to slide again because it's in a new section. Well, let's just see here. Well, I actually had to stop and put a couple of Band-Aids on. Not because they were particularly bad cuts, because they're not. They're just little scrapes. But bleeding all over the project I didn't think would be in good form, so I figured I'd better go put Band-Aids on. So, back to the bowls. And it must have been, I don't know if it was a sharp place on the back of this, so I won't, the end of that feels kind of sharp. I have to remember that when I'm going to go to hang it, so it doesn't scrape wherever I put it. But I think this is a beautiful, beautiful bubble. Look at this. Now I cut 18 chenille stems, so we know we have 36 halves right now, and that'll get us a good idea of how many bubbles we make. Remembering, the biggest thing you got to remember is to keep that raw edges underneath, otherwise you can't open the bubbles. This is really nice. It really does look like something that would be good for Easter. But you know, you could dress it up with some like lime green and pretty little purple flowers and just make a pretty spring wreath, or still Easter. Easter doesn't have to be rabbits or eggs. I have forgotten to look now to see when Easter is this year. Friday, you'll hear the regular noise that you hear every Friday, the rubbish trucks. Very pretty, very pretty. 10 inches. I'm measuring on my mat here. I'm actually measuring every one, so if you're going to do that and you don't have one of these mats, just lay a ruler down and measure on the ruler. I know that this black line here is at 12, so I'm going 12 to 22 is how I'm measuring it. I think that makes 10. This is one of the silver forms. This is a Dollar Tree 14-inch form. Most of the time you get them in green. And I think I said China must have run out of green wire because they put out a bunch of silver ones. On to the next section. This one is bubbling quite nicely. Some of them are a little difficult if you've got a mesh that's very stiff, but this one is nice. I just used our local grocery store. One of our local grocery stores here in Florida is called Winn-Dixie. And I just ordered a few groceries from Winn-Dixie and had them delivered. And they deliver by a delivery company, which then of course costs you a fortune. But it saves this body from going inside the stores. I've used Walmart pickup for years. Well, I guess for years, as long as it's been available here. But I was very disappointed last time. And actually it was only yesterday. I had ordered a couple of things that they said were out of stock, and they didn't substitute, and I always check substitute. One of them being a half a gallon of milk. Now, just because the Great Value brand of milk was not available, I failed to believe that that Supercenter did not have a half a gallon of milk in it. Somebody just didn't want to bother to do the substitution, or hadn't been trained to do it. So anyway, and that was the specific reason I ordered groceries yesterday. I don't usually order them until Saturday or Sunday pickup, but I was low on milk. So I just said, I don't believe this. Okay, I'm going back and picking up another couple. But I usually am very pleased with the Walmart pickup. It's unusual though too, in that a lot of the things they may have in the store, they don't show as available for pickup. So I have a cute little recipe that I'm dying to make, but I haven't been able to find peanut butter chips. It calls for peanut butter chips. Now you can get butterscotch chips, and of course chocolate chips. And I wonder if I went in the store, would I find them? Because sometimes on that website where you get to choose what you want, it doesn't list everything they have as far as products. I am in the next to the last section here, as we've been talking away. Which is good, because I'm getting low on mesh. It takes one whole roll, and sometimes you have to finagle a little bit, but you don't need, and you can't get 6 in these sections once you start going around because it's too puffy. This has a nice shine to it. I could have made a Super Bowl wreath, but it's only for a few hours. So I dropped my piece of plastic, and as usual, I am barefoot, and the plastic is now stuck to my foot. Oh, mercy sakes. I moved into the last section. And these, at the end of these, are sharp. I might take a little file and file them down, or put some felt around it. It's these little, where the crossbars are, the ones, they're very sharp where they cut that wire. And you know, some rolls seem to have more on it than others. And this one is a little bit short, but we'll make it. I can get probably 2 more. Gets kind of wild and woolly at the end here. It wants to do its own thing. Push it down with my thumb. And I'll see if I can squeeze one more in here. I don't know if I like the staples better than the tape. The staples pop every place and I'm afraid of stepping on one. But the tape just seems to pull on the mesh when you're trying to get it off. And if you have a place that looks a little thin, I'm just going to go right along the edge of this like we did at the beginning. So if you have a place that looks a little thin, you just want to use that area for your bow. Well, let's get this right under here. Be nice, no zip tie. Okay. Sometimes you have to talk to them. This has a lot of little pieces. Let me just trim these down. Alrighty. Oh, there you go. There you go. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Now, there's lots of choices I could use. I've got some pretty little purple flowers that we could put in. But we're going to do that on Tuesday and decide whether we're going to do Easter bunnies or a more traditional Easter or spring, and we'll fashion a sign. So come back again on Tuesday and we'll finish this up. Meanwhile, I'll take you upstairs and show you what it looks like on the hook. I have to tell you, I'm running out of hooks. I'll be right back. So there you go. You're out in the family room today. Thought I'd just hang it here. As I started to say, I'm running out of hooks, because when I'd give a wreath away, I'd give a hook with it. And last time I was in Dollar Tree, they didn't have any, and I haven't been in Dollar Tree for a while. But I love that. That is a pretty, pretty color. Let me just get up close so you get a good idea of that color. And it filled in just nicely. And we used 34 bubbles. So what's your thought? Easter? Spring? Flowers? Bow? Sign? Or some of all? So we'll finish it up Tuesday and come up with a Cricut project, I'm sure, with vinyl. I just got some new vinyl, and I got some new transfer tape. If you remember my last fiasco, the transfer glue had melted and I couldn't get the vinyl off of it. But anyway, there you go. Give me a second. I'll be back to say hi. So there you go. That was pretty, minus the Band-Aids. But like I said, they're very little, just little scratches. But I didn't want to get blood all over myself and the project. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. People kind of like these bubbles, and I like making bubbles. They really are, I'd say they're a wreath that holds up better than most wreaths, because they're compact and they don't have a lot of ribbons flipping around in different directions, and once they're in the bubble and they're all tied, there's very little raveling, so they really do hold up well, and they're not quite as puffy to store. And I think in some instances you can almost put it between a storm door, but I think maybe it might. I don't have a storm door, so I can't tell you for sure, but anyway, if you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new here and want to come back and see me again, we come out Sunday, Tuesday, or Friday most of the time. Sometimes extras, sometimes it's delayed, but that's usually the schedule. And I'll be back again on Sunday. We finished January with our casseroles and side dishes. We're going to get a sweet tooth in February, because that's a February sweet month. Then we'll probably have to do water in March. But anyway, so I'll see you Sunday with something sweet. And if you're from New England, think about a product that's made in New England. And that's going to be included. What do you think it is? Until then, I hope you enjoyed the bubble. And I will see you again on Sunday, and then Tuesday we'll do some decorating. Let me know what kind of sign or bow you think would look nice on that. And we'll get busy and get something pretty and make an Easter, I think it's going to be Easter, an Easter wreath. I must tell you, I did get my bicycle wheel from Deco Exchange, and so we'll be doing a bicycle wheel wreath in the next couple of weeks. Be fun. I've never done one. So until then, I hope everybody has a great Friday afternoon. Stay warm or stay cool. It's kind of cold up north, and I guess it's going to get very cold. Keep your distance, wear your mask, wash your hands, play by the rules, and everybody play nice now. I'll see you later. Love you. Bye-bye.